What is up, guys? Emrex here. We're back again with another video. Today I'll be giving you a continuation of the last video, talking about the 5 ways to get into tech in South Africa. Now, as I've mentioned before, my name is Emmanuel and I'm a software engineer. And the first way to get into tech in South Africa is you have to first of all decide if you really want to do tech, if tech is for you. Now, for me, using my personal journey, I wanted to start a company. So initially when I was in college and I was in university, I had an idea for a company and I wanted to start a company, but I couldn't code. So because of that, I had to learn how to code, and I started with Python. Right, so I had a motivation to code and to learn and build stuff. So for you, you have to find out if it's something you're really passionate about, if it's something you love, because tech is hard, software engineering is hard. So you have to make sure you have the grit and the motivation to go through it. So the second way to get into tech, the second way to prepare yourself, is you have to start a coding bootcamp. So I was learning how to code, and after coding for about 3 years or so, I joined a bootcamp, which is the African Leadership Accelerator, which is ALX. I'm sure some of you must have heard of it. So that was the bootcamp I joined, and that was the bootcamp I used to learn how to code. So you can join a bootcamp like that. You can join Within Code. I think they have a pretty good bootcamp, so you can join one of them. And then the third one is you have to really learn the basics. So I kind of stress this. It's very important to learn the basics of coding. Why? Because you're always going to come back to it. You're always going to use it as a reference, right? So you don't want to just start jumping because you hear people saying React or Angular or something. Like, I have to learn that because that's what they ask for in the job. No, you want to make sure you get the basics down, you get the basics right. So I would suggest you start learning on your own, even if you're doing the bootcamp and all. I know some of this bootcamp can be fast-paced, so you really want to dedicate time on your own to really learn and go at the pace you're comfortable with. And I suggest you really doing that with the fundamentals. So now the fourth thing you want to do now is you want to start building your network. So while you're learning, while you're doing the bootcamp, while you're picking up the basics, you want to start building networks. You want to start telling people that that, listen, I'm learning how to code and I'm a new programmer and I would like to get into the space, right? You want to talk to people, right? This industry requires you to be very vocal about your skills and be very vocal about your intentions. So if you're very quiet, no one is going to know what you do. No one is going to help you. So you have to make sure you tell people about yourself. You tell people about what you want to do. You tell them, okay, I'm learning how to code and I would love for advice. I would love for guidance. I would love to work in your company once I'm done or once I'm ready. And not everybody would say yes. I mean, most people would probably be like, well, you're too junior or you're too inexperienced, right? But there are a few people there are some people that would actually be willing to help you, to give you the go ahead, to guide you and to show you what's the next step. So definitely reach out to people. Use LinkedIn. I know some people don't like LinkedIn because it's overwhelming. I understand. I've also been there, but I think you shouldn't, the thing you shouldn't do on LinkedIn especially is to compare yourself with people, right? It's your own journey. If you're going to chat about it or post about it on LinkedIn, you're just telling people your journey. You don't have to compare and say, hey, this person is doing better than I am. No, so you post about it just to be out there so people can see you, but it will also be advisable, or I would advise you to sort of reach out to people's, slide into people's DM on LinkedIn. It could be tech recruiters, it could be, senior developers, it could be intermediate developers, people at companies that you probably have been looking at so you want to join. And then you say, hey, listen, hi, my name is, you construct a message. If you need help with that, you can definitely reach out to me. I can help you with that. You construct a message to them and then you tell them this is what you're doing and you'd like to get guidance and everything. And at least if you message about 20, 30 people, even if it's just one person that say yes, that's a win. That's a win. So you definitely want to do that. Reach out to people, connect with them, build the network as much as you can, and you want to start getting involved with tech events. So many a times there are events that happen. If you stay around, there are events that happen sometimes around where you stay. You can definitely reach out, to see if there's any events occurring around your area, and you definitely have to attend that. You definitely have to go to that. You definitely have to just build that connection. That's the most important thing. So the more people the more chances you have, and the better opportunities you have. And the reason why I'm also stressing more on this point is because throughout my career, this is something that has helped me. I never really liked applying for a job because they're not enough to determine someone's potential, so to speak. So, but having network, having connection, this is a very good way, you know, to be able to get one foot in the door, you know, and be able to be given a chance, you know, to show yourself or prove yourself. So that is something you definitely have to do, especially in South Africa. You definitely have to show that you're capable. You definitely have to be outspoken. You can't be shy. I know how it is, you know, even if you're an introvert, you know, you gotta try and be out there. And then lastly, you want to start applying for jobs. So yes, I did say I don't, at least this is a personal preference, I don't like applying, but I mean, who doesn't? At the end of the day, we all have to apply. So you definitely, when you're applying for jobs, you definitely want to make sure you're applying with a up-to-date resume. So you don't want to use resume that you built like 2 years ago, or when you were still in university, or you know, still in high school or something. You definitely want to make sure your resume is updated. And also something I would definitely advise you to do is you want to build projects, right? So when you're applying to jobs, don't just sit down and apply and just say, you know, you want to keep upskilling, because as you're upskilling, you can just keep on upgrading your resume. So for example, let's say you were learning React at the time you were applying, and then after maybe a month or two, you've gotten very good at React. You could put there that you've built, these are the stuff you've built on the with React on your portfolio, on your resume, you know, and you can put your GitHub or your open source project that you've contributed to. And many a times recruiters, especially recruiters that are not technical, they don't usually look at it a lot, but people that know what they're doing or know what they're looking for, they'll definitely look at your repository, which is your GitHub or your GitLab, whichever one you're using, such as GitHub, of course. And if they see you have very frequent commits, and they see you're learning and you really, you know, building yourself, you know, that's also something that could, you know, increase your chances or increase your likelihood of getting into getting your first job as a junior developer. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to this video on YouTube channel. I'll be posting more content like this. This is my first time, so I'm gonna be, you know, learning and growing as much as I can, but I hope you stick with me on this journey. There's so much I want to tell you guys about, and I hope you stay tuned for that. Thank you and cheers.